Let's now bring you updates from the lingering fuel shortage experienced in parts of the country. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has acknowledged financial challenges that may threaten the sustainability of petrol supply across the country. The oil giant faces a reported debt of approximately $6 billion to suppliers, which has led to supply agents becoming reluctant to deliver petrol. The situation has forced NNPCL to resort to stock rationing and plead with suppliers to maintain deliveries. Reports suggest that at least 5 vessels designated for Nigeria have refused to offload their cargo due to concerns over non-payment. The recent $300 million bailout by the federal government has proven insufficient to stabilize the fuel supply. The scarcity has left many filling stations dry, with long queues seen in major cities like Lagos and Abuja. NNPCL's Chief Corporate Communications Officer, Olufemi admitted the financial strain, stating that the company remains committed to its role as a supplier of last resort to ensure national energy security. Well, we do have to discuss this with us. An expert will be joining us in the meantime. We also have our man who's on ground, who's witnessing, and we'll be looking forward to speak with us. We do have Bernard Akede, who joins me here this morning. Good morning to you, Bernard. Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I can hear you, Joe. Good morning.
All right, great. What's the current situation right now, and especially
morning,
where are you joining us from?
All right, I'm in Lagos. Well, I'm back in Lagos, and this is Lagos Ibadan Expressway, just before you get to Tollgate bus stop, or 7-Up bus stop if you like. And I'll step away so you can see. That's exactly the situation you have here. It's as long as the eyes can see, basically. And this is the situation in almost every fuel station across the state, and I believe across several parts of the country, where vehicles are lined up for kilometers. And now, initially, it used to be the longer, the cheaper the fuel price per liter, the longer the queue. But now, it basically is wherever petrol is being sold, there will definitely be a queue all around there. As you can see from the shots, vehicles have been aligned here from as early as 5 a.m. Some say they pass the night here. And this is basically what you'll get, what you get almost all around the state. There's no difference, with what's been happening for the past about 8 weeks, where for some days we see petrol, other days we don't. The only difference is some fuel stations who do not have petrol are completely under lock and key. But then you have to, you just have to give it to Nigerians who are resolute and who keep their vehicles parked in front of fuel stations overnight, and even when there's nobody selling, just basically hoping that at some point in time, the gates will be thrown open and they'll begin to buy petrol regardless of the price.
All right, so most of the commuters that you find there on that queue, have you been able to speak to anyone? It's obvious that some of them actually have stayed the night in that queue, looking forward with high hopes that they would get fuel. What has anybody said to you in the course of your conversation with some of them?
Okay. All right, hold on. First of all, Nigerians are angry. I would have to say that a vehicle almost hit our camera operator just now. Probably, I don't know if you saw that. Trying to explain that we are recording live, and well, in the anger and frustration of the country, that's what you get. I was speaking to a couple of gentlemen here. Let me see if they will still respond, to our comments. Good morning, sir. Excuse me, sorry. Good morning, sir. Please tell us your name.
My name is Wale Dosumu.
Okay. Wale, how long have you been here?
I've been here to 6. This morning to 6. I've been here to 6. We are still on queue. We don't know what is happening. What are we benefiting from government, sir? Tell me what we are benefiting from government. We don't benefit anything. What we have has become another thing for us. I've been here. Last week Friday, I was at queue. Some few cars ahead of me. They said, "Where I finished." Since morning, I left the filling station by 2 o'clock. What are we benefiting from Lagos, from federal government? So, tell me.
Okay, Wale, we know that things are, just like you said. What are we benefiting from the federal government? What is your most pressing need now? How is this, fuel crisis affecting you personally?
Do you know where I always come from? Mowe, 500. Ask me how much they are taking now. It's 900, 1,000. And we have no choice. We must enter because I'm going to work. Tell me, our salary have not been increased. I don't know. Let somebody tell me what we are benefiting from Lagos, from federal government. This is only where which we are benefiting from federal government by subsidizing it for us. Tell me. Let's see better. Let better people come.
Well, let me ask you finally. If you have the chance to speak directly to the government, what would you say?
If I have a chance to speak to the government directly, they will not give me chance.
But if you have the chance, what would you say?
If I have a chance, you can see for yourself. You can see for yourself. We don't know where we are heading to. We don't know where they are driving us to. Tell me now. We don't know where we are driving us to. We don't know where we are going now. Tell me, you that you are interviewing me, sir. Do you know where we are? Do you know where we are going? Do you know where we are heading to?
Thank you, Wale. Well, Joe, I believe that pretty much answers your question. Such is the frustration we've seen this morning in the few places we've gone to, and it's been this way, for the past, I would say, 8 weeks now.
Quite a very sad situation there. Thank you so much, Bernard, for the report. We look forward to, circle back to you again once more and find out what other parts or area in Lagos and other states, what it looks like, especially with the current lingering fuel queues. Well, to discuss this current situation further, we're joined by Olusola Bello. He's an oil and gas expert. Mr. Bello, thank you for being here. Now, what are the primary factors contributing to NNPCL's $6 billion debt to suppliers? We do hear that because the NNPCL is owing the fuel suppliers, so they would not just go and ensure that the filling stations have supply. Now, are there underlying systemic issues within the oil and gas industry in Nigeria that could contribute to this financial burden? I would like you to please help us and expatiate more on this.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Vias. Good morning, Vias. Yes, there are basic systemic problems that have contributed to these things. And what are these systemic problems? The fact that you have 445,000 barrel per capacity refineries and they are not functional. The fact that you have to import, as a crude oil producer, you also have to import a premium motor spirit, that is petrol, from outside the country is a factor. The fact that also you are not producing anything that will attract dollar and bring in, and so that you earn enough dollar is a factor, because the exchange rate is about 1,600. And you bring this in, it becomes a heavy burden on NNPC, because NNPC don't have the money to pay for those things. So if they don't have the money to pay for those things because of the foreign exchange fluctuations, if the pipelines are not working and if the refineries are not working, then we are into further big problem, which we have been for more than 2 decades. The refineries were not rehabilitated; they were left alone. Some people were using it as cash cow to make money. It was a political patronage. It was used for political patronage because some of the things that we are getting there, they were dispersing it to, giving them to politicians, and they left the refineries unkept. They left the refineries not working. They were all in comatose. And I mean, if you are not producing, of course, you are subject to the vagaries, the economic vagaries, or the international vagaries of things, of exchange, of foreign exchange that fluctuates every now and then.
All right,
NNPC has no money.
Okay, Mr. Bello, what impacts do you think this would have on the economy if it continues like this? We're almost 1 month into this, and it's still counting. What impact do you think this would really have, so we can really understand the dire consequences as well?
Now, some of the impacts are this. You already have the price of transportation increased. And by extension, the price of foodstuff will also increase, which means the inflationary trend will be on a high side. It also means that even getting money to bring the fuel they are bringing, we are not remitting, NNPC is not remitting any revenue to the pockets of federal, to the posts of the federal government. The little they get, the little they export out as crude oil export, they use it to buy premium auto spirit. So, and how can you, I mean, what is the transparency involved in this? Mind you, a barrel of crude has so many refineries, I mean, how many derivatives. All that we hear about this thing is that you just send the crude out and you buy PMS. What happens to the other derivatives? What happened to gas, diesel? What happened to black oil? What happened to high profile oil? What happened to all those derivatives? Who is getting them? Who's making them? Who's making money from them?
All right.
Those things constitute a big strain on the finances of the federal government.
All right, Mr. Bello. Thank you so much for your thoughts as well.